Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Monday, May 15th, 2023. Here's what's happening today in America. Terrorists across the border. Biden commencement address. The latest with reparations in California. And Dwight Howard is so sorry to China. That's all coming up. Then Bill will be here with your message of the day. But first, border agents in San Diego arrested an Afghan national who is on the FBI's terror watch list. He crossed with a group of migrants. 80 illegal immigrants who are listed in the terrorist screening database have been apprehended this last fiscal year. That's just the ones we've caught. Meanwhile, there's a hotel in Newburgh, New York, about 70 miles north of Manhattan, where a couple decided to book 35 rooms for their wedding. Well, since the mayor of New York decided that these illegal immigrants need to be housed in certain hotels, the hotel canceled their reservations. Didn't even tell them. The couple heard on the news that illegal immigrants may be staying at certain hotels, so they called their hotel to see if it affected their reservations. And they said, oh, yep, sorry, yours have been canceled. I think that's a nice metaphor for it all. Joe Biden giving the commencement address at Howard University, a historically black college and university. He said the fight against racism is a battle that's never really over. And then said the most dangerous terrorist threat to our homeland is white supremacy. I don't know, ask that Afghan at the border. He actually said to stand up against the poison of white supremacy, as I did on my inaugural address, to a single out as the most dangerous threat to homeland is white supremacy. He kind of had a short circuit there reading the teleprompter. The California Reparations Task Force concluded that every black Californian should get $1.2 million because of slavery, which California didn't have. Newsom last week said reparations should be about much more than cash payments. Well, now he's backtracking. His office said the governor looks forward to reviewing the final report and all recommendations when complete. I've lived in this state long enough. It happens all the time. The governor and Newsom will say one thing to the media just to get them off his back. And then a couple days later, come back and say, what? That's not what I said. But by that time, the issue has already passed most people's attention and he gets away with it all the time. Dwight Howard committed the mortal sin of insulting China. He was on a video call in Taiwan and said, since I've come to Taiwan, I've gained a whole new appreciation of this country. Uh-oh. He has since apologized to China for referring to Taiwan as a country. China says Taiwan is theirs. He says, where I'm from, if I say I want to go to a country, it doesn't mean that place is a country. It's just how we talk. What? Pretty amazing to watch these guys bow down to China. Bill, with your message of the day. Next.
The chairman of the Fed is promising more pain ahead. Last year, stocks dropped 20%, and this year could be worse. You are right to be worried. So please call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They'll show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Since I have been a client and spokesperson, the price of gold has appreciated more than 35%. So please call today and they'll have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $5,000 of free silver on your first order. Please call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. Fear the walking Trump. He could win re-election as the country descends into chaos. You can't deny it. The border, crime, the economy, and overseas threats all are reaching critical mass. And President Biden, the Democratic Party, and the leftist media have no solutions whatsoever. None. So as things get worse in 2023, which they will, an avenger like Donald Trump takes on more momentum. His message is very simple. The country's going to hell, and I, Donald Trump, can stop that. I can correct the wrongs. Because during my 4 years in office, with the exception of COVID, which nobody could stop, Trump governed pretty effectively. The economy was good, wages were up, people were working, overseas was fairly calm, there was no border craziness because of the Remain in Mexico policy, and crime in the streets, while on the rise, was nothing like it is now. So, you may not like him, and millions of Americans do not. But Donald Trump is a viable presidential candidate in 2024. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. John Scott, Waxahachie, Texas. Thank you for your interview with Kari Lake. I'm concerned she is someone willing to throw out conspiracy theories without foundation. She would then be an easy target of ridicule if she ran with Donald Trump. She'd be an easy target of ridicule. There's no doubt about that. Tony Garlowich, Boaz, Alabama. Just wondering if you could give your subscribers an explanation of what this FedNow service is, and does it mean the federal government can control how we spend our money? No. This is another... Tony, I hope you're not spending a lot of time on the far right websites, the conspiracy things. All FedNow is another way to transfer money. Okay? It upgrades how fast money gets transferred. That's it. You don't have to use it. All right? It's just a matter of if you want instantaneous transfer of funds, this makes it easier. Now, I've not studied it. I'm sure there's a downside to it, but it's not going to have an impact on your life. Valerie Canopa, West Islip, New York, here on Long Island. Bill, could you please say a few words on the looming debt ceiling and how will it affect us? It affects us because unless federal spending is cut, inflation will continue to go up. They got to get the budget spending under control. That's how it affects us, and Biden doesn't want to cut anything. But let me see how it plays out before I really bring in the hammer, Valerie. In a moment, something you might not know. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 83 years ago today, two brothers opened a small barbecue restaurant in Southern California. Within a few decades, the franchise would be one of the most iconic brands on earth. Here is the story of McDonald's. During World War II, Dick and Mac McDonald opened their first eatery 30 miles east of Los Angeles. Over the years, they simplified the operation. No seats, plates, waiters, forks, or knives. The menu consisted of just 3 items: hamburgers, French fries, Coca-Cola. In 1954, a man named Ray Kroc was on the road selling milkshake machines. He stopped at the McDonald restaurant, and after seeing a line of hungry locals, wanted to check out the situation. Impressed, he quickly made a deal with the McDonald brothers. 9 months later, Kroc unveiled the first McDonald's franchise in suburban Illinois. His team opened hundreds of locations within a few years. In 1967, an owner in Pittsburgh wanted a bigger option that he could advertise towards adults. He added a second beef patty and extra bun. His secretary dubbed the burger the Big Mac. Within a decade, it would become the most popular sandwich on the planet. 23 years later, the company opened its first location in Moscow. A crowd of 35,000 Russians gathered to taste American food for the first time. Now, at this point, McDonald's remains the top fast food chain in the world and one of the largest real estate owners on earth, behind the British monarchy and the Catholic Church. The corporation sells 3 billion burgers every year. That's 5,000 every minute of every day. And here's something else you might not know. Before launching McDonald's, Ray Kroc was once friends with another iconic American. During World War I, 15-year-old Ray lied about his age to serve as an ambulance driver at an Army camp in Connecticut. Sitting in the passenger seat was another teen from the Midwest who had also lied about his age. His name? Walt Disney. Back after this.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention veterans, active duty military, civilians, and contractors. If you were issued earplugs between 1999 and 2015 and were diagnosed with hearing loss or ringing in the ears, you may be entitled to compensation. The manufacturer of these military earplugs recently paid $9.1 million to resolve claims that their earplugs were defective, potentially exposing service members to damaging sound levels that could have resulted in hearing loss or tinnitus. If you or a loved one were issued earplugs and were diagnosed with tinnitus or hearing loss, don't wait. You fought for this country, and our attorneys want to fight for you. Call 800-687-1936 now for a free legal consultation and to see if you may be eligible to file a claim. Time restrictions may apply, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. So call 800-687-1936 now. Again, 800-687-1936. That's 800-687-1936.
Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.